podcast. This is episode 7. And the topic for today is why is it important to have the community help to stop violence. Alright, we have myself, I'm Amber, owner of Lavish Ladybug, Mr. Wendell Walker, the owner and CEO of the Wolfpack.
Now we're talking here.
Alright, well, good afternoon everyone. Thank you for tuning in to episode 7 of the Wolfpack's podcast. We're just going to touch bases and first give a big shout out to Albany Cares. Albany Cares and the Wolfpack was in Holly Home Apartments yesterday. Operation Ceasefire's first day was yesterday in Holly Home, which was ground zero. Miss Larita McDonald, thank you so much for allowing Albany Cares and the Wolfpack to come over and allowing the community to come over and receive the health literacy, the benefits that they was prepared to give away, the educational literacy, when they was able to come and find out more information in the right channels that they need to go to. Also yesterday, just to give you guys a snippet of what's to come, the Wolfpack will have a big brother, big sister program on the way. We will be working with kids in the community so they can learn that not only are we asking them to go to school, but they're able to see adults that are working, taking care of homes, go to school. The topic of the day is why is it important for the community to get involved when it comes to stopping the violence. This is my disclaimer. I do believe that charity starts at home. With charity starting at home, we're able to instill good doctrine into the children. I'm okay with talking to the child, having a good relationship with the child, but I do believe we have to get to a point to where we're able to draw the line with the child. I do believe when we had parents telling us yesterday, excuse me, I hate broken English, when we had parents telling us yesterday that in some instances when her son, she has 2, that play football, they rail up at her when she asked them to do certain things. She says that she's a single parent mother, and when her children lifting weights and everything, and she's smaller than them, see, that was too much of an excuse for Wendell. Again, this is my disclaimer. I don't believe we can ever fix a problem if the children are walking around their home with their parents where they're paying no bills and they can still be very disrespectful to the point to where they, if not a lot, an ounce is too much fear for a child to instill into a parent. And that is what she was getting out to. So we need men in the community to come together to not discipline the child physically, but to discipline the child mentally. We want to come in the community to try to show them how to work with their hands, knowing that they can reach out to Albany Cares, which is a great entity here in Albany that are doing a number of great things for the children. Shout out to Albany Cares for that. Shout out for giving the Wolfpack a chance to work with you, because that's our goal. We want to make sure that we can create a village, but in creating a village, we have to sweep around our own door as well. So as a parent, as an individual, that my heart went out to the lady yesterday, because you guys that are watching this podcast, she was genuinely fearing her child. I just couldn't get over that. That got water in my eyes a little bit. How are you scared of your child? So we're not going to say anything against the biological father, but I will say this. Fathers, please get into your children's life. You have to be at a point to where you're not just on the level with your child where your child is just saying, that's my dad. I need you guys to try to come in and help the parents. 9 out of 10, if a woman is divorced, if she's in a relationship and the relationship goes sour, she's stuck with the kids. Since she's stuck with the kids, she didn't make the child by herself. That's all Wendell is saying. Albany Cares has a lot of great things that are coming in the future that they are going to do with the kids. In partnership, thank you again for allowing the Wolfpack and other businesses. If you, before I go any further, if you're an entity that is within the regional area of Albany, we just don't want to close it to here. We want to merge out. We was on live earlier where we were getting ready to merge out with someone that is also in Atlanta. We are trying to make sure that the pack is known everywhere for what we do. We might not be the smartest knife in the drawer, but we're in the drawer. So with that being said, since we're having a voice, we want to make sure, like yesterday, Ground Zero was Holly Homes. We are planning over the next 6 weeks to go over all of the Good Life City. We're going to go in every neighborhood because we're going to have hands-on with the individuals in the neighborhood. That's how we were able to learn that a lot of individuals wish they had a father in the home with them. So when young guys are telling us yesterday they wish that they had a father in the home with us, and being a father, that makes you feel kind of sad a little bit, you know. But that's where mentorship comes in at. We're willing to mentor. We're willing to help when they sign up for the GED, when they need help going to the job. We're prepared to take out our time to work with them. But parents, we're only asking that of watching this podcast, that you guys help us help them. Whatever you're putting in the child, all we're doing is building on it because you're the foundation. We can't build on something that is not sturdy. You guys are great parents, but you know this rap music that we're listening to in these nowadays, the parents are not at fault for the decision makers that the children are making. However, we will want you to be able to help us when we tell you, hey, they ought to be able to come home and just say, Mama, instead of can I have this, I'm getting ready to go do this. We cannot have functions in the city if everywhere we go they feel like they're going to shoot it up everybody. They want to bring great things back to the city. Businesses want to come to the city. We have more businesses on the way. But then you have to realize something after so long, the property rate goes down. The community goes down. It's a domino effect. Everybody suffers. If you're known for staying in a city that has a lot of violence, don't nobody want to move there because now you don't want to raise a child there. Albany is a great place to raise your child. It is a Good Life City. We're trying to bring that back. We know we can't stop everything at once, but we want to put our best foot forward. We want to see how we as an individual can help the ones in the community with their individual children.
We want to involve the community. Community involvement is very important. You want to be able to touch any child, whether it's yours, someone else's. You know, if you have a strong voice, if you're able to speak on it, if you're able to see it, you want to be able to put your hands on it and fix it. Everybody, like I said, has a voice. You have to be able to use it. You have to be able to use the right approach. Force is not always the answer. It's not.
However, being firm could change that. But force, aggressive force, is not an answer. Take Martin Luther King, for instance. We did a lot of stuff non-violent. There was violence towards us, but as far as us going against them with violence, we prospered more without it. And we're still here today. I will say this. I agree with you. I concur with you. However, I'm a person I'm not militant. Mm-hmm. I do feel. And when I use the word militant, those that are watching, please do not take this out of contrast. Because a lot of individuals, they take speech out of contrast. So we're going to break it down. This is my disclaimer. When I say that I am militant, I am not militant towards no ethnic group. What I'm militant towards is the problem. We got to hit the problem head on. We got to get out there where the problem is. We got to be able to talk to the individuals to check on what their mindset is, to see if they got mental health issues, to be able to find out if you don't have this, what can we do to point you in the right direction to go sit with the right psychiatrist. Right. We have a lot of people that are bipolar. Let's talk about that today.
But you have to be willing to talk to someone.
Correct.
If you're not willing to open up and be open enough to speak and be transparent, it's going to be complicated. That's what other individuals are there for. Psychiatrists, yes. Everybody don't want to go to a shrink, so to say. But going will help you open up. It'll open that door to have a voice. I mean, a lot of people keep a lot of things closed in. A lot of people, I'm one of those people, I will be transparent, who keeps my issues closed in. And when it's time to explode, it's an explosion, for real. But that's not a safe way to handle things. That leads to a whole lot of other things.
So what we're doing here, excuse me.
Bless you.
But excuse me. May God bless me with a million times a million. What we're doing here is that we want the community to know that there are mental health issues in the community with not only children, with adults as well. Some adults don't know that they have schizophrenia or they're mentally bipolar. They don't know that their children have schizophrenia. But you got to be a parent that gets to know your child. Wendell is not saying use that as a crutch, because a lot of times people say my child, he's just hyper. I do believe in you spat a rod, you spat a child. I do believe it's okay to whoop the child ass. That's my disclaimer. I'm not saying you got to beat the child all the time, but I'm definitely not saying you're going to talk to the child all the time either. I do believe if we had some more structure in the home, a lot of things that we have in the community would not be going on.
We want to know what is y'all's ideas of structure? What is family structure to you when it comes to training your child on how to take on issues that they come across outside of bullying, violence, rearing up at each other? What is the tactic that you take? What is the strategy that y'all give? Or what is the advice that you all give?
How about a lady told us yesterday, I used to feel comfortable with sitting with my doors unlocked. She said, but the way people are running up in your house now, she said she's been standing right there for a little while. She said she remember the police was chasing somebody and they ran up in her house and ran out the back door. Now y'all, I'm be honest with y'all now. You don't run in another man's house now.
That's the big much.
Now a lot of this violence that we have out there, some of it is self-inflicted. What I mean by that is, gentlemen, ladies, and I'm going to reiterate this, ladies, it is a situation that was not reported. However, it has transpired where an individual woman was dating a guy, and in her dating a guy, she did entice the baby father to rob the guy that she was dating. Men that are laid up in the house with a woman, I trust and believe you better learn them. You better get to discern the spirit, and women learn your man. It go both ways. But I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all send somebody up to get robbed and it backfire on you and you lose your life, was it worth it? Was it worth it,
What are you gaining?
young lady, if you have a whole family out here, but you send someone up? You do not know how that pressure is coming back to y'all today. Let's talk about that. We have individuals in the neighborhood that was telling us yesterday when we was going door to door. One lady said, this is the pressure that I deal with. She is a single parent mother, gets off at 11:30 at night. How her apartment sits in the complex, she has to park her car at least 5 car lengths from her door. And she has a under 1-year-old child that she carries in the house. So that means she get out of work, go to the babysitter, come home. So instead of doing that, y'all, she parked on the grass. When she was able to park on the grass, she go get the paperwork and show the Wolfpack yesterday where she has to get ready to go to court because she's parking on her grass. Now granted, the rule says no parking on the grass. But y'all, if she's a mother, a child under 1, she's working, I think some things can be looked over. I do. Because now she got to find somewhere to stay. She got to